Okay, so compound inequalities day 2. Remember, there were and there were or. So go ahead and hit pause and go ahead and find this do now. And tell me 3 numbers that are solutions, 3 numbers that are not solutions. Tell me if 4 is a solution, yes or no, and why or why not. And if 9 is a solution, yes or no. And then we're actually going to go ahead and write the inequality and decide whether this is an and or an or. So hit pause, see if you can figure that out. Okay, let's see how you did. So 3 numbers that are solutions. So I guess my first question is, what kind of inequality is this? Well, hopefully you thought about that this was an and inequality, so peanut butter and jelly, and that what I really have is a graph going this way and a graph going this way. So my solutions are the piece in between. Okay, that's where my solutions are. So numbers that would work. So 3 numbers that would work. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4.5 would also work. Okay, because it's kind of between there. So would 5.5. What are 3 numbers that are not solutions? Well, this part is not, and neither is this part. So anything bigger than 9, so 10, 11, 12, or 0, 1, 2, 3, or even negative 100 would not work. Okay, so anything that is not on the in-between. So is 4 a solution? Hopefully you said no, because that's an open circle. Okay, that's an open circle. And negative 9 is a yes because it is a closed circle. Okay, that is a closed circle. All right, let's see if we can write our inequality. So knowing this is an and, we know we have x. We know we have to have our numbers. So here's our 9, and there's our 4. And which direction do they always point on an and? You're right, they point to the left. You are correct. So less than or equal to 9 and greater than 4. And we read this, x is less than or equal to 9 and x is greater than 4. We read from the variable, okay? And we actually use the word and. Okay, and the other type was an or, and we'll look at those in a second. So I want you to go ahead and practice writing the inequalities, okay? So remember you have x and 4 and 1. Figure out what inequalities go in here. So take a minute, hit pause, see if you can come up with what that final and compound inequality is. Okay, let's see how you did. So I know this one is going this way and this one is going this way. So I'm less than 4. And remember, we're pointing to the left always. And x is greater than 1. This one I have x and 9 and a 5. So I'm less than or equal to 9 and greater than or equal to 5. An x, a 10, a 6, less than or equal to 10, greater than or equal to 6. So hopefully you got those correct. Okay, or inequalities, or compound inequalities. Remember, there's 2, and they have an or in between. So I have x and 16, and all I have to do is figure out what goes in here, x and the number, and figure out what goes in there. So take a minute, hit pause, see if you can figure out these 3 compound or inequalities. Okay, let's see how you did. So x is going to be greater than 16, and x is going to be less than 4. Notice how these do not point left. They switch. Here's my or. X greater than or equal to 20. X less than or equal to 14. X greater than 12. X less than 5. So x is less than 5 or x greater than 12. X less than or equal to 14 or x greater than or equal to 20. So that's how those are read. They're read a little differently than the ands. Okay, I want you to hit pause. I want you to solve these 2 problems on your notes. And let's see how you do. Okay, let's start with this first one. So I know that an and inequality, this is going to be my center. So I have 9, the 5x minus 6, and I have the 5x minus 6 and the 4. And I'm going to add my 6, and I'll deal with my line later. So 5x and 15, x and 3. Now, I don't like how that looks. I want to go ahead and flip it so that my x is first so I can read that better. So notice how it's pointing at the x. It still needs to be pointing at the x, okay? So I have 0, I have 3. That is an open circle to the left. Okay, second one, adding 6. 5x greater than or equal to 10. So x is going to be greater than or equal to 2. So here's 2, closed circle to the right. So my solutions are going to be between 2 and 3. Okay, let's write our inequality. So we have a 2, an x, a 3, and remember they're pointing to the left. So less than 3, greater than or equal to 2, and that is my final answer. Okay, see what you can do with the or. All right, let's see how you did. So I'm going to subtract my 7, 2x and 16. So dividing by 2, x is going to be greater than 8. Adding my 5, 3x and 3, x is going to be less than 1. So I'm going to go ahead and graph that down here just to make it a little easier on myself. So here's 0, here's 1, here's 8. I am open circle to the right and open circle to the left. So my solutions are here and there. Now remember, when I write these inequalities, the or is in between. I have x is greater than 8, x is less than 1, and I am done. Okay, so that should get you going for today's homework. You're kind of just reviewing what we did yesterday and writing those compound inequalities as ands or ors correctly. Make sure that you understand where solutions are and where they're not, because you've got a quiz coming up. Come with questions, and we're happy to help.